So we have got four fights, right? Four fights on the main card before we get to our last two. And it all kicks off with the flyweights, right? We have Allan Nascimento against Cody Durden. All right, so custom-made Cody Durden. He's 34, 5'7", 67-inch reach, a 17, 8 and 1 overall. He's currently on a 2-fight losing streak, right? In the UFC, he's 6-6 and 1 draw. All right, so he made his debut with that draw, right? It was against Chris Gutierrez in August 2020. He then lost to Jimmy Flick, got caught with a triangle in the first round. That was December 2020. He then beat a really young, right, in November 2021. Unfortunately, he then lost Muhammad Mokaev, right, in March 2022. But he beat JP Boys June 2022, knocked him out in the first. All right, then, boom, he put a string together, right? Carlos Mota, October 22, unanimous decision. Same against Charles Johnson in April 2023. And Jake Hadley in August 2023. But he then ran into Tagir Ulanbekov and got caught with a rear naked choke in the second round, December 2023. All right. He then, got knocked out by Bruno Silva, July 2024. He beat Matt Schnell, though, ninja choke, second round, September 2024. But end of the month, Joshua Ban on his run. And then Jose Ucha in June this year, second round knockout. All right, so, it's been a bit up and down for Cody, right? And he goes against Puna Uso, Allan Nascimento, who's 34, 5'8", 69 and a half inch reach. A 21-6 overall record. So he's a vet of the game, people. And he's on a 3-fight win streak. You know what I mean? 3-fight win streak. Fights out of shooter box. Alright, so, really well-tested camp. Right, in the UFC, he is 3-1. Right, he was on the contender, but he lost. You know what I mean? So, that contender series fight, that was all the way back in August 2018. Lost to Rulian Paev, split decision. Right? So, back on the regionals, got a short notice against Tagir Ulanbekov in October 2021. And he just narrowly lost a split decision, Then he beat Jake Hadley, May 2022, unanimous. He caught Carlos Hernandez rear naked choke in the first, right? Got performance of the night in January 2023. And then, people, in May 2025, he beat Jalaf Philo, unanimous decision. But he did miss weight, right? He did miss weight. But I think when you look at both of these two, right? So Nascimento, his ground game is on point. You know what I mean? Really good on the ground. And I think he's got better hands than Durden as well. I mean, I do think he will probably want to take it down, because he's got a variety of subs, arm bars, triangles, rear nakeds, all of that jazz, right? Heel hooks. So yeah, I think he's gonna want to take it down. I think he'll get it down, and he's gonna get the sub. So yeah, people, I am taking Allan Nascimento for the W. So we jump all the way up to welterweight, right? We got Charles Radtke against Daniel Frunza. And Daniel Frunza Tigano, he is 31, 6'1", 73-inch reach. Overall record of a 9-3. He's coming in off of a loss. Right? So, he got his contract on the Contender Series, but he lost that debut. So it was September 2024. A second round stoppage of Vadim Kutsai. That got him the contract. He made his debut this April against Reese McKee, but got stopped in the first round, doctor stoppage, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was that for him. Now, outside the UFC, and he fought a couple of times in the LFA, right? So I think when you are looking at the regional scene, there's certain promotions where when people win big there, you're like, okay, that's legit. And LFA is one of those, right? So those 2 stoppage wins in the LFA, right? One a first round, one a third. So you know the power carries. Those are legit wins, all right? And in other organizations, he's got this, similar thing with the stoppages, right? He was submitted a couple of times on his debut and then a bit later on. So he is susceptible to that. Now, he could have polished that up a bit, but there's only so much you can do, you know what I mean? Now, Chuck Buffalo Charles Radtke. He's 35, 5'9", 72-inch reach, a 10-5 overall record. He's coming in off of a loss, right? He's 3-2 in the UFC. So he lost to Mike Malott last time out, got stopped in the second. That was May 2025, right? Before that, he did beat Matthew Semmensberger. That was November 2024. Got performance of the night, right? He was stopped by Carlos Pratos. He beat Gilbert Oberno, and then Mike Mafia on his UFC debut. So, he has taken some grappling matches, right? He lost one to Eric Anders, But Eric Anders was a wrestler, so yeah, a good wrestling base does take you far, right? He won a belt in CFFC, right? That was his last fight before the UFC call-up, right? So, he got some stoppages in CFFC, right? Got some stoppages there. He got a triangle in his pro debut, right, in the first round, but that's kind of it. There was a DAS in the amateurs, but right, he did fight someone with taking their first fight, right? So yeah, I think when you look at this, right, I will probably say that, I think it's a well-matched fight, right? Neither are outstanding on the ground, but they both do like to scrap, right? They both do like to scrap. And Chuck Buffalo, what a great nickname, right? Chuck Buffalo, he, you know what I mean? He does take it to you, right? So I think I'm taking Buffalo for the win. Right, so then we drop back down to the featherweight division. We have Isaac Dulgarian against Yadier del Valle, which is, I'm looking forward to this one, right? The Cuban problem, Yadier del Valle. He is 29, 5'9", 69-inch reach, a 9-0 overall pro record. It's on a 13-fight win streak. Woo! Right? Came via the Contender Series, won that debut. And won it in style, right? Rear naked choke in the first round on Conor Matthews. Right? Got a decision against Antonio Montero on the Contender Series that got him that contract. And outside the UFC, right, he's got knockouts and he's got submissions, right? A guillotine and armbar. So he is well rounded and he does look good. Boy, he looked very good in his debut and on the Contender Series, people. All right, so he is going up against the Midwest chopper, Isaac Dulgarian, who's 29 as well, 5'7", 71-inch reach, overall record of 7-1. He's coming in off of a win, right? And he's 2-1 in the UFC. Made his debut, right, in August 2023. He beat Francis Marshall in the first round, right? Marshall's good, you know? So, that's a decent win for sure. He then lost a split decision to Christian Rodriguez. That was in March 2024. Bounced back with a win over Brendan Morata. Second round stoppage, September 24. Caught him with an arm triangle, right? So, outside the UFC, right, he won a belt in the FAC, right? I don't know what the F stands for, but he did win a belt there. First round stoppage, right? Knockout. Outside, right, he's got arm triangle, rear naked, and some stoppages. So this should be a very good fight, right? They both can stop you, both can sub you. I think, people, though, right, I just think Yadier is, he's very good, right? He is very freaking good. And I'm taking Yadier for that win. So our featured bout of the night, we have the welterweights, right? The welterweights doing their thing. Jeremiah Wells against Themba Gorimbo. Right, so Jeremiah Wells, he's 39, 5'9", 74-inch reach, 12-4-1 overall. He's currently on a 2-fight losing streak. You know, he is 4-2 in the UFC. So he made his debut, right, against Wally Alvarez in June 2021. Second round stoppage. right? He then beat Mike Mafia. First round rear naked choke, right? He got a performance of the night with a first round knockout of Court McGee in June 2022. And, not many people have knocked out Court McGee. So that was huge. And then he beat Matthew Sevenberger in April 2023. Split decision. Then he hit hard times, right? Colston Harris caught him in an anaconda in the third round. Right? That was August 2023. And then Max Griffin peaked him with a split decision in February 2024. So this will be his first outing of the year. All right? So, yeah. And, look, he was on a 4-fight tear. 4-fight tear. So we know he's good. We know he's good. He's just hit hard times. Right? Outside the UFC, he's got knockouts. He's got submissions. You know what I mean? He did win a belt. Right? So he does have skills. Right? Definitely has skills. But, that confidence, it could be down. You know what I mean? And if your confidence is down, I'm not sure you want to walk into walking. Oh, no. Where am I? I've gone to the... right, yes, you don't want to walk into the Mamba Faremba Gorimbo, right? Who's 34, 6'1", 77-inch reach, 14-5 overall. He did get stopped in the last round, right? He'd been on a tear. Got a little comfy and, man, he just left his neck out there, right? He's 4-2 in the UFC. And Vicente Luque hit him with that anaconda in the first round. That was December 2024. All right? Now, he lost his debut, right, to AJ Fletcher. Got caught with a guillotine, second round. But then, boom, unanimous decision over Takeshi Saito. He then beat Pete Rodriguez, first round stoppage. Decision over Ramiz Brahmaheje. And the same with Nico Price. But it was just, man, walking into that anaconda choke. Boy. But, man, he was just gutted with that win. So, we haven't seen him yet this year. And he's been training, right? He's been working on things so that doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? So that's what Themba's been doing. You know that. Right now, he's got submissions, right? He's also got knockouts, won a belt outside the UFC, defended it, right? He's knocked people out. He's subbed people. He has been subbed, has been subbed, but he does have skills, right? Faremba has got skills for sure. And I think he does like his jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? He does like his jits. And, man, he's fighting for something a bit more, right? He's fighting so he can support his family back home. He's been mad poor. The Rock helped him out. Okay, so I think, right, he's definitely gone back to the grind. He's gone back to the grind. He does not want to taste defeat again. I think this is going to be an interesting little scrap. I'm taking Themba to get it done. And hey, I think that's going to be a really good fight, right? A really good fight taking us to our co-main event, people. So let us break that one